it's just like a random screen with my name on it.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people's cameras don't work. It's just the fact that you feel like everyone's watching you and you're like, ah.
Yeah.
Everyone is watching you. We have started recording, by the way.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, so everything's working all peachy, just peachy. So, yes, Amy, how have you been this past week?
Pretty good. Me and David just started our masters, so that's fun, and it's all online, so we get to watch our tutors in their homes, which has
Ooh.
been quite interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty funny seeing a lecturer just kind of live his life in his home essentially, and see what his setup is like because he's like a DJ.
I can just, like, seeing as you just said DJ, I'm just expecting like a wall of books and like a lamp or something like that.
Oh no, it's a full-on DJ setup. Like he
Oh,
has
like
tunes
genuinely.
playing. Yeah, like he
He's
legit
got
had reggae playing the
plants.
first lecture.
He's got plants. He's got reggae. He's got records. It's great.
Ah, sounds like you guys are getting the better version of the Masters.
You know what? You might be right.
I mean, you're getting tunes and plants.
And conversations about lightning socks. That's right. Two of our tutors like compared socks.
Yeah, that was something I never expected to hear on the lecture course, but I'm glad that I heard it.
Same.
I mean, we do wear socks, so it is a very important article of clothing after all.
This is true, but
I
I
guess.
now know. I now know that Keith wears lightning socks. So that's information I didn't know before.
Okay, I'm curious about this. Does he actually get like zapped every time he takes a step? You know, like erotic electrocution or something like that?
That's why he's so full of energy.
Because he keeps shocking himself.
Exactly.
You know what? You know what that reminds me of in Dodgeball, the pizza scene with Ben Stiller.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Nice.
All right. That's good. That's good.
Mm.
And David, how have you been?
I've been pretty good, just psyching myself up for the first proper lecture that I'm going to be having tomorrow. So that's pretty fun.
Sweet. What's it on?
Uh, I think it's to do with a city in film. So
Gotcha. Is that with
yeah,
Corin or?
I think the first one's going to be with Keith. So
Oh, fair enough. Cool, cool. You get to talk about cities and what they mean in a film.
yeah, and Liverpool, pretty good city for filming.
This
Got
is very
Batman
true.
filming here right now. Yeah, yesterday, a couple of years ago. Fast and Furious, Harry Potter, a lot of good stuff.
This is
Peaky
very true.
Blinders as well.
Oh
So,
god, yeah. Captain America at one point.
yeah, very true. Sherlock Holmes,
Hmm.
and it's
Wonderful.
only gonna get better.
Oh yeah. Anything new you guys watched?
Ooh, how about you, Amy?
Um, I think the only new thing that I've watched is I started watching Enola Holmes because I was like, ooh, I like a bit of stuff to do with Sherlock Holmes.
Are you
Even though
enjoying it?
I am. I thought it was good. I mean, there are parts of it where I'm just like, it's okay. Like I've seen this kind of stuff before, but I'm enjoying it anyway.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. I kind of felt the same way myself while I was watching the film. But I thought Millie Bobby Brown did a really good job as Enola, and I liked Henry Cavill as Sherlock as well.
Yeah, I think he
Cool.
did a good job as Sherlock, surprisingly.
I mean, it's Henry Cavill. The man can do no wrong.
I mean, he has to be the most buff Sherlock Holmes there's ever been.
Yes, the ripped Sherlock.
Dude, Superman.
That's his true disguise.
It certainly is. I believe he is Superman.
Yeah, that was something like I was looking forward to, but just completely forgot till last week. It's like, oh yeah, this was a thing.
Oh, well, I also watched Enola Holmes, but I watched The Dead Don't Die most recently, the Jim Jarmusch film, and uh, I have to admit, when I first saw the trailer, I was hyped. I thought it looked hilarious,
Oh,
and I
dude,
was
same.
really going to enjoy it. And there was some enjoyment in there. Uh, it was stranger than I thought it would be. Um, I won't go into spoilers, but there's some strange things in there. But I didn't really think that the humor worked all that well in the film for me. And I got where they were going with a lot of George Romero references, and I did appreciate that. But yeah, it wasn't as good as I was expecting it to be, especially with such a great cast with Bill Murray, Adam Driver, Tilda Swinton, uh, Caleb Landry Jones, Danny Glover. Great cast, but it just didn't really come together for me.
Wow, completely forgot just how many people were in that thing.
Selena
Oh.
Gomez.
Oh, well, I'm on board now.
That sold me on it.
Chloe
I am
Sevigny.
down.
Yeah, there's a hell of a lot of people in it. Carol Kane makes an appearance. Yeah, big cast.
It sounds like
Nice.
like just a massive IMDb list just going down.
It kind of felt that way.
Or maybe someone owed a lot of people, someone had a lot of favors owed to them.
Yeah.
There was even to tie into our first episode. There was even a Star Wars reference in connection to Adam Driver.
Oh god.
Oh dear.
Oh.
And it's not even like a blink and you'll miss it. They literally reference Star Wars while Adam Driver is in the scene.
Oh god, like, is he literally just holding a sword and just quoting stuff?
No, he literally has a spacecraft from Star Wars as a keychain, and someone points out Star Wars.
When you said he literally has a spaceship, I was like, what happened in this film?
It was an interesting watch.
Fair enough.
How about you, Dylan? Have you watched anything good recently?
I'm not sure, like, okay, I can't remember the timeline, but okay, David, you might remember it better than me, because we did talk about, and Amy too, we talked about this, but I watched the two Babysitter films.
You
back to
did.
back.
Oh yeah.
You did.
And I can't remember if that was last week or this week. Days just kind of melt together.
I think it was after. I think it was after episode 1. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was this week.
Well, I mean, well, they exist.
They exist.
That's definitely true. They definitely exist.
I mean,
there's something else.
Yeah, like the first one had a bit of like charm to it and a bit of personality, and the second one was like, okay, so this is the first film, but 10 minutes longer. Cool.
And we've got to make it bigger.
Oh god. Just Robbie Amell is just MVP in those films alongside Samara Weaving.
I mean, Samara Weaving steals the show. Like, there's a reason why she was the lead of Ready or Not and is going to be in Bill and Ted 3. She's in.
She's so good in that.
She's in the Snake Eyes movie that's coming out next year. Like, she's blowing up.
Oh god, yeah. That's another film I keep forgetting about. It's like, oh yeah, Snake Eyes is coming. Oh. G.I. Joe, my god.
I've only seen the first one.
Same.
You know, the second one's worse.
Is it really?
I didn't know that was possible.
Oh, um, you know how the first one's just insane?
Yeah.
The second one's depressing and insane.
Oh no, they put depressing in there too? That's not a...
Yeah, like,
Come on.
that's, at least from what I remember of it, like, everyone was just super serious about everything. You had no Marlon Wayans either, like, it was just, oh my god, guys.
You know, the shocking thing about that is Joseph Gordon-Levitt is in it. The
He
first one.
is.
The first one, at least.
Yeah. Channing Tatum was in it.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
a few
yeah.
people were in it.
Wasn't Brendan Fraser in the first one as well?
He was
Oh
for
my
a brief
God,
cameo.
Oh, I
Forgot about that.
I was so happy when he came back with Doom Patrol, and I really enjoyed me some Doom Patrol. So I'm just really glad that he's come back with a vengeance and a damn good project.
Nice. Wasn't Dennis Quaid in G.I. Joe as well?
I think he might have been.
Ooh,
I'm not
when
sure.
all else fails.
Yeah, well, that went downhill, but at least his son's pretty cool. Jack Quaid on The Boys
Yeah.
plays Huey on The Boys, and you know he does pretty great on there. And he's going to be in Scream 5.
Oh God, Scream 5.
Yeah, that's
No.
coming out.
I forgot that was a thing. And I love me some Scream, but Scream 4, I was just like, why am I watching this? What am I doing with my life?
Okay, Dennis Quaid was in G.I. Joe. He was the colonel who brings them together. The Nick Fury, shall we say. And, oh my god, like, after, Scream is so, like, I watched 3 and 4 back to back at one point, and I was like, oh my god, why? just why?
You know, I actually think Scream 4 is better than Scream 3.
I mean, 3 was pretty bad.
Yeah, like, I think Scream 1 is the classic.
Yep.
Scream 2.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Scream 2 is pretty good. But Scream 3, it's not great. But I'd watch Scream 4. Wouldn't be like something that I'd watch all the time, but I don't mind watching it.
I mean, I watched it
Fair.
once. That was enough for me. I was just like, nope, I'm done. I can't anymore.
You know what? I do not blame you at all.
You know, to carry on with the Samara Weaving talk, I think I read that she was actually in talks for Scream 5, because the directors of Scream 5 are actually the people who did Ready or Not, which was a really fun film starring Samara Weaving, and they tried to get her to be a star in Scream 5, but apparently scheduling conflicts came into it. So hopefully she's doing something big and bright, because she is great.
Batwoman season 2. Love interest. There we go. That's what's taking it up. Oh my god. Did you see Batwoman's new promo pic?
I didn't see a promo pic.
Like, it's the actress in the actual costume, and it is some of the most... Oh my god, like... I'm gonna send it to the chat, just so that you guys can see it as well. Like, it is incredible.
I saw some sort of shot that Javisha Leslie posted on Instagram, but it was just it was just like a headshot, so I haven't seen her in like the full-on costume. I know that she's wearing Kate Kane's outfit in the first episode apparently, so she must be getting a new costume later in the season, as she herself properly takes on the mantle of Batwoman.
I think I have found it. Maybe. Let's go first. Look, there we go. That should fig. Maybe. But the more I hear about Batwoman, the more I am just absolutely fascinated by it.
It's an interesting show.
Wait, have you watched it?
Is it
oh my
interesting
god, really?
in the way that Gotham is interesting, or is it genuinely interesting?
Gotham's fun in a way.
Yeah.
in this really weird way, Gotham is quite fun.
I
But
enjoy it,
yeah,
but it's weird.
it,
It's a weird show.
it's funny in its own way, especially if you try to if you try to distinguish it from the actual canon of Batman. It's quite fun in a way, but
Like, I just love how Gotham just kind of went off the rails and said, "Yeah, we'll just do whatever, really, and see how it
Yeah.
goes."
and you know what? That's what was interesting about it. But Batwoman's its own beast. Like it's not my favorite of the Arrowverse shows. But it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, David, if let's watch it together and record
You
our
know,
reactions then.
maybe
See
we
what
should do
happens.
I'm down for this.
Like, like once a week we watch a Batwoman episode in time for
That's
season 2
so
as well. I
true.
think.
We actually have time to do that.
Oh God, yeah. And I sent a picture on the chat just so that you can have a look, and it just
Oh my
looks
god,
ridiculous.
what is that?
Ah.
This looks so funny.
And you know what I find fascinating? Like every other Batman and Batwoman, has had like the black eye makeup, but she doesn't. Like, is it reverse racism if she doesn't have the black eye makeup?
I mean, I wouldn't say so. It just looks very weird and very costumey. It looks like she's getting ready to go to a Halloween party, and it's just like,
Maybe it's screen
what's
test.
going on?
Legit cosplayers have
yeah,
better
I've seen
costumes.
way better like costumes like that. In
Maybe
Comic-Con.
it's a screen test because I know DC in some of their projects have gotten into the fashion of releasing like little tiny clips to tease it. Like they did that with Joker and Joaquin Phoenix, and I think they did it with Birds of Prey as well, where you saw the actors in their costumes like months in advance of the film.
Yeah, like
didn't they do that with Suicide Squad as well?
They did.
oh god, yeah. Like this picture, it's from like a first look kind of thing from Deadline.
I mean, if it's a first look, I mean, it's not terrible. It's just, I don't know what it is, but there's just something about the image that doesn't sit right with me, and I don't know what it is. It just feels
I know, right? It's just
weird.
so
Like,
weird.
it's nothing to do with the actress or anything like that. It's just the image. I don't know why.
Like, I mean, like I've got just Batwoman as a whole. Like her costume's always been really weird to me. Like every other Bat family hero who's got a helmet or like something to protect the head, like pretty clean and like streamlined, whereas Batwoman has a big red wig, and I'm like, oh, you're kind of defeating the purpose of stealth there, you know.
It'd be like, where is she? There she is. Oh, there she is again.
It's like, look for the high vis hair.
I've always, from the moment that I first saw like the CW's Batwoman, I always found the suit to be a little weird, like especially when you see it in episode 1 where it's like the bat suit as well. It just always came across as a kind of weird design, not bad, just quite weird with the way that it's shaped.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see that. then again, I haven't watched any of the CW stuff since like Arrow season 4.5, because that's how far I got. So
you know, season 5 isn't bad.
Cool.
Do you know what? I'll take your word for it, dude.
Hey, I'm gonna be completely honest here. I have seen every single episode of the Arrowverse.
Cool. That's impressive.
Wow.
Dude.
Okay.
And Smallville.
I remember you watching Smallville. Yeah.
You know, it had its ups and downs, but I kind of enjoyed that show.
I enjoyed Smallville from time to time.
I think I watched a few episodes.
Went off the rails a bit.
Like 1 or 2 episodes of it, so I don't really remember it very well.
Yeah, like I used to watch it here and there when it was still airing. So my memory of it is very
How old
loose.
were you when it finished, Dylan?
Ooh, when did it finish
2011.
actually?
I feel
2011.
old.
I was
Yeah, that's how old
19.
I was. Oh wait, no, I was 8.
No,
I was
2011. No,
17.
wait, 2011. I was
Yay,
17.
we were 17.
I was
Yeah,
13.
17. Yeah,
Ah, you make me feel old.
baby.
Everyone's just like listening to me freak out about my age right now. I'm 27, guys. Just
Like-
saying.
David, you dirty bastard. Right, so what we gonna talk about?
were,
Keanu
and then we
Reeves?
just
I
went
was
off
gonna
into
ask,
Batman.
are we recording?
We are. We have been.
Oh yeah, like we've got a whole 20-minute long intro
Well, I
this
hope
time,
the audience is
so-
enjoying it.
I mean, this is why we have
I mean-
timestamps, guys. You can skip to the Keanu Reeves bit if you don't want to hear us talk about Batwoman.
I mean, we
But
should
yes.
always talk about Batwoman. That show seems like a treasure
Everyone
from what
should
I'm
watch it.
seeing.
To be honest, I think Keanu Reeves should be in Batwoman. Like, Keanu
Yeah.
Reeves should just be.
It would be
Keanu
an
Reeves should just
improvement.
be in everything.
Yes, I agree.
Like,
Literally.
I
And if you can't afford him,
Like,
just a
I
picture
know
of him.
people talk about like actors being in too much. Like there was a whole Jennifer Lawrence thing, and sometimes you get it with The Rock as well. But literally, put Keanu Reeves in everything, and everything will be better for it.
Yes.
Absolutely, and it doesn't even have to be a film. Put it in a cartoon. Put him in a
Video.
cartoon, a game, music video,
Literally,
everything.
just put his face in something, just hovering in the background, and it'll be 100% improved.
Like I could just sense this episode is gonna be a
Yeah.
hardcore simping
Oh, it's a
session for
love
Keanu
fest.
Reeves.
Oh yes.
The man can do no wrong
But
Look. I
Oh.
can't
unless
think
it's
of
a
anything.
bad movie.
I mean, yeah, but even then, that's the movie's problem. It's not like he's bad. It's just like the
Exactly.
movie's bad. So it's not even him doing anything wrong. Then it's just the movie.
Keanu Reeves is just a
it's like
treasure.
Exactly. Okay, let's get into it because
oh,
people are probably like, "Come on, get on with
Right.
it. Talk about him then." I mean, yeah, but you know.
No. So what we were gonna do? Pick a film that we like of Keanu Reeves. That was it, wasn't it, David?
I think so. Like I
I
thought
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
I thought it was
character.
character.
Yeah, that was it.
So
A character
guys,
of Keanu
which
Reeves. we
John
like.
are you choosing? Because he played many Johns.
I was literally going to ask you
I
that. My
remember putting
like,
a post on
that-
Facebook saying Keanu Reeves loves playing characters called John. Discuss, and I was like, nobody likes my joke. I'm sad.
Oh no, you were completely right. He's
Thank
played
you.
so many.
Do you know what? I'm actually curious because I don't know what his first name was in the
John-
Matrix. Was it John?
I
That would
think
be
it's John
hilarious.
Anderson.
It's not. It's not. It's Tom
Oh my-
Anderson. Because I remember having this conversation with Brian, and we were like, "Oh my god, he plays John in everything, including The Matrix." And then we looked it up, and it's like, "Oh no, his name's not John." Damn it.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, Thomas A. Anderson.
Which was disappointing. I was like, "Why
But
is
yeah,
his name
like-
not John? You've ruined my theory. God damn it."
But yeah, Johnny Utah, John Constantine, John Wick. I'm pretty sure one of his
Yeah.
romantic comedies
Okay, I'm
is
just
John.
gonna say I'm just gonna say I picked John Wick, but I'm happy to talk about other characters too because I feel like maybe that's something we'll end up doing anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don John
Okay,
in
so-
Much Ado About
Yeah,
Nothing.
John Wick's
Yeah.
Yes.
legitimate.
I remember. I
Oh
was
my
looking
God.
Through his cinematography, not cinematography, bleh, wrong word. Film before, so
Johnny Mnemonic.
Filmography.
Johnny Mnemonic. Yeah, I forgot about.
Oh my god. Oh god, yeah. Well, my pick is John
Okay.
Constantine, legit, so.
Cool. We've got two Johns.
Oh,
Do you want to know what the funny thing was?
Have you picked a John as well?
I did.
Yay! 3D.
Please say
That's
Johnny
3
Utah.
Johns.
It was actually John Wick.
I mean, we could
But
yeah.
Oh,
we can
but-
so we got two
about
John
him, I
Wicks.
guess.
I have a backup pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind talking about John Wick with you.
Please say Johnny
Unfortunately,
Utah.
it's not. I was actually going to go with Bill and Ted.
Oh, yeah, that was my second pick as well.
Oh, fair. Am I the only one that went John Constantine and Johnny Utah?
I think so. Point Break, though, great choice.
Alright, well. Oh, I love Point Break.
Really good.
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess it's good. I mean,
Like-
the only thing I know about it is it's referenced in Hot Fuzz like a bunch of times.
It is, yeah. And then there was a
Oh
remake
god, yeah, it
a
is.
couple of years ago.
Oh,
yeah,
I
I
didn't
haven't
even
watched
bother
it either,
with
but
that
I
one.
know it exists.
Oh my,
I
using
am.
my
That's
statement
just
now,
what
are
we're
we?
gonna say about films we don't like now. Just, it exists.
It's there.
It exists. But yeah, like early Catherine Bigelow films are fantastic. Like Point Break, Near Dark,
I'll have
brilliant.
to give them a look. I've only seen Point Break
I
and
mean,
Zero Dark 30 and The Hurt Locker.
Hurt Locker's good. Detroit, fantastic, like I said last week. But Near Dark actually has Bill Paxton in it as
legend.
one of the angry
Legend.
vampires.
Oh,
So sad he's gone.
yeah.
I think Lance Henriksen was in it as well.
Literally, when that news
yeah.
dropped that he passed away, I was so sad. Like all those great films that he's done, like True Lies. He was in the first Terminator. I think he was in one of them because I know he's the only person to go up against a Terminator, an Alien, and a Predator. Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I think it's the first one.
Edge of Tomorrow, Nightcrawler. He was in Agents of Shield.
Oh my god, really?
Yes.
Oh
he
God,
was
was
in
he?
Titanic. He's in so many things. Great actor. It's a shame.
He was in the first
It's a shame that he
Terminator.
went so soon.
He was in Commando. What? Predator 2? Weird Science? My God,
I've just
he's been around.
realised. So we've got. We're going to talk about Bill and Ted. We're going to talk about Constantine and John Wick. I know.
And a bit of Johnny Utah. Why
And then
not?
other characters too, because you know what we're like.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
He's
know
played so
my
many, so.
film has. Whoa! I know Amy's film has. Whoa. But,
Oh my god, too well.
but does Constantine have any words still?
I can't remember.
I don't think he does. He just goes a lot
That's
of.
a shame, that's a shame. Tilda Swinton's in that movie.
Oh, yeah,
She's
I
Gabriel.
like her. She pops up randomly.
I watched that for the first
Yeah.
time a couple of weeks ago,
Really?
And-
Wow.
and I don't know what it was, but like, do you know the way that Tilda Swinton has like an ageless quality to her?
Yeah, she looks the same in everything.
She drinks the blood
It
of
was
virgins.
so
yes.
weird because it looked like she was the youngest I've ever seen her, and that's a statement for her because she's just ageless.
Yeah, like she alongside Keanu, Paul Rudd, and all them. Like she drinks the
Yeah.
blood of virgins. I'm sure
Definitely.
she is Elizabeth Bathory. Right. So, Amy, you volunteered your pick. So,
Okay,
why
let me
is
get
it
up
John
some of my
Wick?
notes because anxiety. Oh my god, yes, anxiety
Oh my god,
makes
notes.
me make notes about things. I mean, it's also helpful, but it's also a curse because I'm sat there like writing notes while I'm having a conversation with someone, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing." Anyway,
I
Yes,
am making notes on how to kill you later.
Oh
Do
my
not
god.
look.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh my god, sorry guys. I've just realised in Bram Stoker's Dracula, he plays Jonathan Harker as well.
That is so
Yes!
funny. His
Oh,
accent and it makes me
yes!
laugh so much.
And then in Speed,
Do you
he
know?
plays Jack Traven. And another
Ah.
use for the word Jack is John.
I have a
Because those names are constantly like rotated. Like sometimes people call you Jack, sometimes people call you John. It's so weird. Like how many Johns does he play?
lots. I have a fun theory for you. John Wick is a JoJo. Here's why. His original last name is Jovanovic, so I'm just like, yes, he's a JoJo. There you go.
What
That's
if-
reason
Oh my
number
God.
one why I like him in that film.
What if Keanu Reeves exists in a multiverse of Johns?
Someone should make a film about that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves
The Battle of the
into
Johns.
the Johnverse.
Wait.
I'm
Okay,
excited.
so another word for the toilet is John. So does that mean the multiverse of Johns is Keanu Reeves just having a free
I'm
for all
just
in a
imagining
toilet?
Keanu Reeves as a toilet.
No, do you know the way in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, to get into the Ministry of Magic, they go through the bathroom? Maybe that's how they enter the Johnverse.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Do you know, bringing up Bram Stoker's Dracula, I was actually talking to Tom the other day about Dorian, and I was
dear.
like, I don't know why, I just I just got the image of Keanu Reeves for some reason, and I was like, do you know, his English accent isn't good, but I would have liked to have seen Keanu as Dorian for a bit.
I mean, like we
just
said,
to see what
just
it's like.
Keanu Reeves and everything.
Yep. Just throw him in everything.
Oh,
Anyway, yeah.
cool.
So, yeah,
yes, your
He's a
point,
JoJo. That was
Amy.
just a fun one. I thought I'd start off with. Anyway, I just really like his acting in this movie. Like, I feel like he's able to switch between like grief-stricken person who's upset about losing his wife, and then complete badass and just seems to have no expression when he's murdering people. And I'm just like, I love this. Like, I feel like that's what would happen to me if someone killed my pet. Like, if someone came in and killed my cat Einstein, like, I would just fly into a rage and just kill everybody. Like, I don't even care. So I can completely relate to his character on that.
I mean, it's one of those things where, like, if you hit children or dogs, or, well,
Angry.
animals in general, you've
Yeah.
immediately got the audience on your side.
Yeah. And also, I just, like, a little side note that I, like, realised while watching it again. Instead of using John Wick's wife, they've used a dog. And, like, I just want to give the films for that. A lot of films are just like, we will kill the wife off. And that's how it starts. And I feel like that's just so overused.
I mean,
So,
that's true.
props to the movie for that.
Even Deadpool 2 fell into that trap.
Yeah.
With
yeah, true.
what's it called? Fridging.
Yeah, yes.
That's the term, right?
Yeah,
Fridging.
the trope is the fridged woman, and it comes from, I believe, a Green Lantern comic where his wife is put in a fridge, and that's where that comes from. Fun facts, everybody.
So Ryan Reynolds is still
Oh my
involved
God,
because
so
it's
true.
Green Lantern.
You know what?
Green
We
Lantern ties into
need
everything.
we need a Keanu Reeves Ryan Reynolds film.
Oh, we do.
Oh my god, that would just make the universe implode.
Keanu Reeves versus Ryan Reynolds in John Wick 5.
And it's the character from
Yes,
Fast
make
and the
it
Furious.
happen. I also love like the use of, like, this is more like costume, but I love how he's like just wearing like random white shirts, and then as soon as his dog's killed, that's it, the suit comes on, and it's just like he completely transforms into a different person, and I just feel like that's really good acting.
He becomes the Baba Yaga.
Yes.
Yeah,
I also love that scene
Baba
where they're
Yaga.
telling the story
It
about
was
him
like,
because it's almost like showing you him becoming this boogeyman again, and I just really like that.
I really love that scene where the Russian boss is talking
Yes.
to Leguizamo, and he's like, "Why did you turn my son away?" And it's like, "He stole a car."
Oh
So
shit!
it was
Yeah.
John Wick's car, and just the
I
pause,
feel
and
as
it's
though
like,
this scene
oh,
tells you everything you need to know about
Yes.
how much of a badass John Wick actually is.
Yeah, it's like you stole his car. Well, now you're fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse my language.
I mean,
Sorry.
Oh my, the first
every,
Can't keep
F-bomb.
it out.
I mean,
Oh,
every
well.
PG-13 movie is allowed one F-bomb. Like,
Okay.
I will never forget X-Men First Class, where Charles and Eric go to recruit Wolverine, and, you know, he drops the F-bomb.
Oh
It's
yeah.
so good.
Yeah. Like
Well, it's like to go back to
doggo.
the doggo. Um, I think that had an extra bit of impact, not only because it was a dog, but what
Yes.
the dog meant
Yes,
to
So
John
true.
in that moment as well. Because that was the last thing
Yeah.
the
I
wife
have.
left him. So
Yeah, like
you
the
take that
most.
away.
I think there's a really good image of him putting the dog's collar next to his wife's necklace, and I'm just like, that just tells you all you need to know. That's not really his
Oh
acting,
yeah.
but that's just this is really good filmmaking. They're using a prop to tell you a lot of stuff rather than
Absolutely.
dialogue.
I feel as
So-
though... Sorry.
I was just gonna say I'm being such a nerd, but I don't care.
It's alright.
Oh, well.
I feel as though there will be some people out there who think the John Wick films, there's not a lot of depth to them, which
Yeah.
it's not necessarily wrong, because it's not as though they're like very word driven. Like, you don't have long conversations in John Wick. However, the impact of the
See-
first film, I feel as though reverberates throughout the entire trilogy, and well, through all the films, because they're doing 4 and
I think-
5. But
Oh,
you
God,
know,
yeah.
especially in the first film, there is a lot of depth and emphasis put into the death of the wife and the death of the dog,
Yeah.
and just how much she meant to him for him to leave the Continental, and
Yes.
then also what it means to go back to the Continental as well.
Yeah, I think the first one, it's like you said, it's not very wordy Sorkin-esque films, but it's very visual based. You know, the first film got its message across very efficiently visually, and it set up a really interesting world and really interesting lore. I do think that while I enjoy the action in the second and third films, they do kind of end up modeling their own lore and just how large the scope of everything is a bit too. They do
Yeah.
inflate it a bit too much, and makes it feel like,
Yeah.
oh, everyone's an assassin.
No,
Okay,
I get what
I
you
get
mean.
you.
cool. I guess.
remember when I watched John Wick 2 for the first time, when it came out in cinemas, and I remember it gets to the end where he's excommunicado. Is that what?
Yeah, that's
And then he's in the
Yeah,
park, and
yeah.
literally every single person in the park turns around to look at him.
yeah. I did
Just,
like that.
I know. I was like, wait, what? Like, it's
Yeah,
cool,
logistically,
but
it's like,
logistically,
no.
Like,
Okay,
I,
no.
like I wouldn't mind if it was like he's looking around and there's like one person looking at him, like, but it's literally everyone.
yeah, like the occasional person is fine, but it's like when it's literally everyone, you're like, hang on, are there any real people
Yeah.
Is
in this
anyone
world?
normal?
No.
Oh, actually, now that I think about it, John Wick 3
does.
has
It does
Gotham's
Robin Lord
Penguin in
Taylor.
it.
Same here.
Which I
To
thought
be
was
honest,
really
he was
cool.
one of my favorite things in that show.
Yeah.
So
Oh
when
god,
he
he was
appeared,
great
I
in
just had a
Gotham.
smile on my face.
Yeah. There are also two characters that pop up in there that are from, well, not characters, but actors from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So, like, in the first movie, the guy who plays the Vulture, he's in there.
He is.
And I can't remember his
Hmm.
name in the show, but he plays a homeless person in the third movie, I think.
Oh, Jason Mantzoukas.
That's the guy. I
Oh,
love
I,
him.
I,
Oh
I
yeah,
love him
yeah.
on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. To be honest, I love him in everything. He's
He's
kind
so
of
good.
like the comedy version of Keanu Reeves to me. Like anything that
Little
he's
bit,
in,
yeah.
I'm just happy to see him.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're both in John Wick Chapter 3, it was amazing.
Yeah. I just have one more thing to say about the acting, and then
Nice.
someone else can talk if you want to. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
it's fine. Finish everything. We have time, I hope. Maybe. We'll see.
I
Unless
mean,
we
the
go
last
like
one was
10,
2
12
hours,
hours.
but like it was fun, and I mean, people can easily stop listening when they've had enough. So whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you can watch it or
Mhm.
And
listen
plus,
to it
we're
in
episode
bite-sized
2.
chunks.
We're still
still
working
working
it
this
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've got a
Yeah.
20-minute intro this time round, so
Oh no.
it might get longer. Who knows?
Yeah, just there's one scene where he's cleaning the dog's blood up, and he's like really depressed and sad as he's cleaning it up, and then as he looks up to the camera, he's almost got like this evil snarl on his face, and you're just like, oh no, he gonna kill everybody. And I just really liked the switch, and it was literally just using his face, and I was just like, that's some good acting right there.
Everyone's gonna
Yes.
die, and
That
it
was
will
probably
be
my
glorious.
favorite bit of the film.
It's one of those things where I know everyone loves Keanu Reeves. Of course, he's amazing. But it's one of those things where I feel as though as much as everyone loves him, I think we all recognize he's not Daniel Day-Lewis. However,
No, he's very good at what he
fantastic
does.
at everything, at what he's really good at. Like as John Wick, he is John Wick to me. Like of all the characters that he's played throughout his career, he is John Wick to me. And just he's so good in the role, and the amount of dedication that he puts into it as well.
Oh yeah,
He's doing
absolutely.
the stunts, and they've released videos for the series where he's training, and it's just incredible. And I think the action in the series we can definitely talk about. It's just amazing, like a balls to the wall type of stuff.
It is like as far as stunts go, and the fight sequences, like as far as they go, like they are visual porn, like they are stuntman
they're
porn.
so stunning from 1 through to 3, and I'm sure that'll continue into 4 and 5. It's just incredible what they're able to do in the films, and just how versatile they make the character of John Wick to be. Like we've seen him in all these different kinds of situations and fighting in all these different ways and using different objects around him. Like he literally uses a book to kill someone in chapter 3.
I know. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
god, yeah.
And then
Keanu,
sorry.
Keanu Reeves learned like 3 different martial arts for those films, so like that's dedication.
That's incredible.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's all right. Honestly,
No, it's fine.
I was just gonna, I was just gonna
Interrupt
say
everyone.
that like he's used books, horses.
Yep.
He's fought alongside dogs.
Oh, they are so good.
And that's just
Oh,
chapter
that dog
3
scene was
alone.
great.
Yeah. So good.
You know, as fun as the stunts and the fights are, as the films have gone on, I do feel like it very much is the narrative that feels as if it's
In the
getting
sequels,
left by the
yeah.
wayside slightly.
I can see what you mean.
Because like, yeah, Because like as the films have gone on, like in the first one, it's like, oh, John Wick's
Oh,
coming, and
snap.
everyone's just like terrified. And then by the third one, you got Mark Dacascos and the Raid Boys just kind of like, oh, John, we love you. We're looking forward to this. It's like,
Who's
oh,
scared of John Wick?
okay, sure.
Yeah.
It's like, then again, it is Mark
True.
Dacascos and the Raid Boys,
And
but still, this
I
is Baba
suppose
Yaga,
there
you know?
is something to consider where the villain of the first film, he was very much a mob boss. I don't think he was a part of the
Yeah.
Continental. I could be wrong. Whereas these people are fully involved with the Continental, so I suppose there is a different sort of mindset that would go into the villainy of the villain of the first film versus like Mark Dacascos and Ruby Rose in
Yeah.
the sequels, which going back to earlier in the episode, Ruby Rose Batwoman, the
Yep.
first Batwoman.
I was very sad
Oh,
that
God,
Ruby
yeah.
Rose wasn't in that
But it's
film
like-
more. Like, I was like, I want more of her, and then she was just kind of just gone. And I was just like, where'd she go?
See, I think she was in there for the perfect amount of time because every time she came up, you're like, okay, fight's about to happen. And then I think the way she got killed was a bit of like, oh, that's okay, fair, I guess. But I think it was enough to leave you wanting more, but not too
I
much
see
to
what
be
you mean,
yeah.
overindulgent.
Yeah.
One of the few times I really
Fair
like
enough.
Ruby Rose in a film. What was I gonna say? Like, oh, it's gone. Anyway, it'll probably come back.
Any other points on John Wick?
No, I think that's pretty much all my points. I'm good.
Oh yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, like I get what you mean with like the relationship to the Continental and all that, but like what John Wick did to get out of everything, like that is scripture
Yeah.
as far as these guys are concerned. Like that's why I have this really big issue with the way he's being treated by the world, if that makes sense, because in the first film, like the guy who's handling all the cars for all the guys in the Continental is like, oh, you don't mess with that guy. So it's like, oh, but like it feels as if like his fame is being continually demoted so that we feel as if there's some
Yeah,
sort of
Yeah,
tension
I
in the
get you.
film.
yeah, that makes sense. I think it's one of those things where it's you want the character to have some suspense. So I feel as though with him now being on the run, um, I feel as though they kind of had to up the stakes. So the more villains that come and the more of a focus that was put on the villains, I feel as though they had to then kind of be enough of a threat to John Wick to not be afraid of him, so that there's some tension there for the character, which you know you don't want it to. You don't want the film to feel as though it's easy for the character. Like, of course, we of course
No,
think,
absolutely.
oh, John Wick's gonna make it out of this, you know, like every time. But yeah,
See, what I would counter that with is rather than putting numbers on screen for him to go up against, make it very intimate, like the first film, you know, with Theon Greyjoy. He had the one target instead of
Yeah.
hundreds coming after him, you know? Like, make it a lot more personal as opposed to, okay, it's him against the world. Because the first film was
Yeah.
very much, it's him against
it's
Theon
kind of
Greyjoy.
like with Doctor Who, because I think one of the most thrilling episodes was Dalek, and it was literally one lone Dalek. The first time that they've been seen on screen in decades, and it was just one Dalek, and it wreaked havoc, and it's one of the best episodes of the modern era. And then, as the show's gone along, it's as though they keep building more and more Daleks, more special types of Daleks, and it's kind of lost its impact. And
Yeah.
then
It's like the 10,000 Star
Exactly.
Destroyers in Rise of Skywalker then.
so yeah, I can definitely see what you
Oi.
mean there. And can we just say that in John Wick's life, the 3 films are like a week or 2.
Yeah. If that.
Yeah.
Guy's gone
3 or
through
4 days,
hell.
if anything. It's mental. And it's like, oh, it's just a warm up. Don't worry, I'm ready now.
Oh, so is that it for John Wick, guys?
I would say so. I think we've covered it pretty much.
I think
Okay.
so. Yeah. So,
Oh, I was
David,
going to
Over to
say
you.
you with
bring us
John
Ted.
Constantine, actually.
I don't mind. We could flip
Who's
for
gonna? We'll just have to trust you that you're not lying.
it. All right. Tell you what. I will do an online Google flip, and I will post you the picture.
Because we can't do anything easy,
Coin flip.
folks.
There we go. Right. Okay. So David.
Yeah, sure thing.
Heads I win, tails you lose. Okay. Wait. Genuinely, did you not pick up on that?
Yeah, I got
Heads
it.
I win, tails you lose. Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, heads
Okay.
I go and tails you go. And it's actually tails. I'll print screen it. Okay, right.
Paint.
Give me paint.
Like, I legit thought you were gonna say "give me
Paint.
pain," and I was like, Dylan, what's going on over there?
No, not pain.
yeah,
I
true.
just played The Last of Us again if that's the case. Oh my, I just finished writing the points for the prologue,
Oh, dear.
and my god, that thing is broken. Like, I've got my notes for the prologue come up to 5,000
It'll be a
words.
long video.
Like, that is like, I'm actually genuinely considering just making like
Yeah, like, do it
multiple
in
of them,
parts.
just taking bit by bit. Uh, yeah, instead of just like, oh, everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
see, it was tails. Now,
We have a screenshot.
just in
we know
case
it
you
was
didn't
tails.
believe me.
Cool.
Now, I may or may not have flipped it 100
Just
times,
to
but
get the
you know,
result
that's
that you
beside the point. It was
I
genuinely
believe
the
you.
first
I
flip
think.
though, so okay.
So
That's
Bill
hurtful.
and Ted, I guess.
Bill and Ted. Woo! Sorry. I'm
Theodore.
excited. It's so
Ted,
good. You need to watch it.
I
Theodore,
still haven't seen the third
Ted,
one yet.
Theodore Logan.
Oh, and I haven't seen the first
We
two
should
in
watch them
years
all
as
together.
well. It's mental.
Now, I have to admit, I actually haven't seen Bogus Journey or the newest one. So I will just be talking about Excellent Adventure. But if you guys want to jump in with your thoughts on the 2 sequels, that'd
Okay,
be much appreciated.
I won't talk about 3 because I feel like it's just gonna spoil it. So
That's fair. Bogus Journey. That
Abraham
was that the
Lincoln
one
is
with
in the
Abraham
first
Lincoln
one.
in
I'm
it?
not sure if he's in the second one, but I know Death is in the second one.
Death is in the second one, and Death is great. Death is awesome. He's also in
I
the third
remember
one, and that's
Death.
the only thing I'm gonna say about the third one. Sorry.
I
Yeah,
think I've
same
seen
here.
clips of Death in the third one, so that's fair.
Well, yeah, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I don't know what else is. I don't know what to say.
Okay,
Just Bill and Ted.
It's one of
Moving
those
on.
films where it's just like so much fun. Like it's kind of similar to what I was saying about John Wick, where there may not be essentially a lot of depth to the films, as far as I'm aware, in like 2 and 3. But I do believe that there is a message behind
Yeah.
the Bill and Ted films that I think is pretty clear, which is be excellent to each other and party on, dudes. Like,
Yes.
I think that's
Yeah,
such a
absolutely.
wise message, and like you just wouldn't expect it from like I want to say a screwball comedy like this.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, exactly. And
Like it
I
knows
think
exactly what it
Keanu and
is.
Alex Winter, they're just so good in their roles. And you completely buy into the friendship from the moment the movie starts. And, that's clearly obvious that the two are like great friends in real life as well, especially coming back to do a sequel all these years later. But I feel as though the thing that I loved most about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was the fact that the two just love life. Like, we always have these characters who are just down and dreary. They're always focusing on like the negatives, or they see the dark in the world, like, Batman, or even a character. Even
Me
when it
when it
comes
comes to
to like
films,
a character like
apparently.
James Bond, who he loves living up life, but there's a darkness to him.
See, with James Bond, I feel like the darkness had the darkness, the darker, more nihilistic. I would even say nihilistic, but the more grim feelings have really come onto the forefront a lot more with
Yeah.
Daniel Craig's
Great, but there was
iteration more than
always
anything
like
else.
a certain attitude that the Bond character kind of displayed towards like villains and nemesis. Like there was always
Oh
the
right.
cheeky lines that he would have, whether it be to women or even the villains themselves. But he's always been a very action-driven character in a way. Whereas I feel as though Bill and Ted just go about their lives and they just want to make the music, and they just so happen to somewhat stumble upon the fact that their music is meant to save the universe. Like I think that's wonderful, and the fact that they just go about their life just loving every turn of their lives and just trying to make the most out of it. I think that's a really, really great message for the film to have, and the fact that the film is just so much fun in and of itself, I just think that's really special.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I feel
Can't really
like they're
complain
really
much about
relatable,
that, to be
especially
honest.
to anyone who's in education, because you just kind of try to look for fun as well as, you know, doing the work, and they kind of manage to do both.
Absolutely, and then you've got all the historical figures that are in the film as well to go alongside that on the educational part, and just to see them running around in the then present of the film is just hilarious. And the fact that they were gathering all these historical figures to do with so they could do something with their school. Yeah, I just thought that was really, really fun. And yeah, it's just a wild ride. I can't really speak to Bogus Journey or Face the Music, but I'm sure you guys can.
Like, um, this is solely because it's genuinely been that long since I've seen the films. But one thing that I was really worried about with Face the Music was like it's because it's been so long. Keanu in the trailers for me just really felt out of place as Ted now, because like when I see Keanu, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
John Wick is pretending to be
Also,
Ted now. It's kind of weird.
I was gonna
So
say, also they
maybe
somehow make him look older. Like I was
go on.
watching it, going, Keanu Reeves looks older. What's going on? Like they do.
It's
I
the
don't know if
beard,
it's
man.
makeup or what, but it looks like he's just tired throughout the whole movie. I'm just like, are you okay? Do you need a hug?
It could be like Michael Jordan playing like 4 hours of All-Star NBA and then filming
Maybe it was one of
Space
those
Jam.
things where like this was his day off from being John Wick.
Yeah.
Like everyone
I can
finally
just
stopped
relax
chasing
and
me.
have
Now I can
fun,
make a
but
film
I'm
again.
so tired.
Yeah, I just need a nap real quick.
Yeah. Hopefully, like that won't be the case when I watch it. Like maybe it's just me
Yeah.
associating like meta knowledge into the trailer, but hopefully I'll like it because I feel like every time
Yeah.
we spoke
No, I
about
feel
new
like you
films,
will
I'm
like
like,
it
yeah,
because
it exists.
it has lots of references to its roots, so it definitely feels like a Bill and Ted movie. The only difference is obviously they're older. That's
Well, that's
literally it.
good.
Now,
Fair enough.
how's
Fair enough.
Bogus Journey for someone who hasn't watched
Oh,
it before?
I enjoyed it when I watched it. I mean,
remember
I only
liking
first
it.
watched the Bill and Ted movies like I think it was last year when I first watched them because I didn't really watch them when they first came out because I didn't know about them. But watching Bogus Journey, I was just like, this is a trip.
we,
I don't think I've seen them in. Oh god, I can't even remember how long
Wow.
it's been. Like since before I came to England, I think
yeah.
like that's like eight,
That's a
9
long
years I
time.
haven't seen them.
Would
Jeez.
would
It's
you
been a
happen
while.
to
Yeah.
know a way that you could summarize the second one?
I'll have a go. Like,
Like I know it involves death, but I literally have no idea how they get there.
I think Amy would be best equipped because I genuinely
yeah,
can't remember
I
much
thought it was
at all.
fun.
I just remember enjoying it.
It's definitely more focused on music. Like, they don't go around collecting historical figures in the second one. It's more like to do with them and their own like flaws and stuff like that. So we sort of get more character development between the two characters as friends. And like, because they're a band, and it sort of like shows them having tensions within themselves.
It's interesting because I think one of the great things about the first one is their dynamic and how well they get along as friends.
Yeah. Like you get like a more in-depth like character. I guess the best way to say it is it's just character focused more than anything.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember it now, and my brain's just like, nope, you don't remember things. Goodbye. But yeah, that's
But you know what I just realized about? I mean, it's not totally related to Bill and Ted, but during that time, you got like the two
Yeah.
guys hanging out films, you know, like Dumb and Dumber, Bill
yeah.
and Ted, Beavis and Butthead, all those coming out around the same time. It was a
Yeah.
weird era where that was the
Very
hype.
strange. But I mean, out of those three, I think I prefer Bill and Ted. Like,
Yeah.
I never liked Dumb and Dumber really. I watched it, and I love Jim Carrey, but I watched it, and I was just like, I'm having a really hard time with this. Like, do I just have no humor? Am I broken? But I just didn't enjoy it.
It was like Dumb and Dumber for me was my least favorite of the films he
Yeah.
did that year. Like I think he did The Mask and like Liar Liar that year as well, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry,
really
Dumb
bad.
and Dumber.
Agree with
Those
you
two are
there,
just
yeah.
better.
How
Oh my
many?
God, The
how
Mask
many
is so good,
years
though.
is that now?
I keep
Is that, like,
thinking I'm gonna watch it
26
again,
years
but
or something?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
At
I
least,
watched that.
yeah.
I watched that
'Cause it
film
was
when I
94, wasn't
4,
it?
and like literally loved it.
Do you know what? I was like 4 or
I
5
think
as
we
well
should
when I
4
watched
years
it.
before I was born.
Yeek. Yes, we're old. We get it. Yeah.
And we're amazing. Once again,
Just
David,
kidding. We love
you
you.
dirty
We love you,
bastard.
David.
Thanks, Dylan.
That's because
Well, she does.
because I'm the nice
Ew.
one.
Yeah. Jury's out at the moment.
So, how do you guys say John's last name? Constantine or Constantine?
Constantine, come on.
I say Constantine.
Constantine, my God, let's
You
not
would.
go there.
I'm kidding,
do you
I
know
say
what?
Constantine.
Yeah,
I was kidding. I say
David,
Constantine.
it's okay to be wrong. um, yeah, like, do you know, like a lot of people liked him as Neo. I started liking him so much after I watched
Yeah.
Constantine for the first time. I'm like, oh my god, this guy's awesome. And like, okay, is Keanu Reeves from Liverpool? No. Is he English? No. But I really enjoyed his Constantine. um, a bit insane, but like the fact that we got to see a really cool version of hell, we got to see angels and demons interacting, and I will fight anyone. We got the best version of the devil in that
Okay.
version of Constantine.
Peter Stormare.
Oh, what's his? Oh, do you know, I'm gonna.
I knew exactly
Yes,
who
Peter
you were
Stormare.
talking
That's
about,
him.
and I was like, "What's his name? What's his name?" And it just started to form in my head.
Yeah, like his version of the devil was just incredible, charismatic, lovable, and just generally out for a good time. And just every time he smiles, it's like, yeah, you belong to me. Like, what are you gonna do about it? Like, he knew exactly who he was and he loved it. Tilda Swinton as Gabriel. I mean, what more do I need to say, really? I mean, like, she has that certain look
Oh,
that makes her
absolutely.
feel
Oh,
otherworldly
definitely.
to
Like, I
begin
remember
with, and that
I
just really
saw her
helps.
in the Chronicles of Narnia, and she fitted that role so
That was the
well.
first film I
Oh
ever
yeah,
saw. Tilda Swinton. In.
Same.
it was
It's
Constantine
one of
for me.
those
I
things
watched
where I
Narnia
think she
afterwards.
fits so well in those roles. It's one of the reasons why I didn't have that much of a problem with her playing the ancient one in Doctor Strange, because I was like, like
Yeah, she fits the role. Okay,
She's
fine.
insane.
she has just that aura
Yeah,
about her and her performances. Like, she feels otherworldly and just so wise as well, that I never had a problem with her playing the ancient one. Like, I understand the complaints that was levied against Doctor Strange for the whitewashing of the character, but I thought Tilda Swinton was like great casting for the role.
yeah, I really enjoyed her in Doctor Strange as well. But yeah, oof. But even like the way she was introduced in Constantine as well, you know, like in the church having a drink and then just two huge wings just coming out, just taking out the. I was like, oh, she's cool. Uh, and then what else? Like even Rachel Weisz,
To be honest, I don't
really
think
liked
there's
her
a
in the
time I
film.
never liked Rachel Weisz.
Yeah, she's good in everything.
The Mummy was peak
That's the
Rachel Weisz.
earliest film of hers that I've actually seen. Um,
I think that's the same for me too.
Same here.
But unless I check her filmography, I'm not gonna know. um, but yeah, it's like I love how like the stakes in Constantine just continuously went up as well. Like it started off kind of slow, but then one more layer got added on, then one more, and by the end it went from like, oh, I'm searching for this suicide twin sister, and it's like, yeah, we're Armageddon's coming by the end, and it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah, it
jeez.
starts out like a murder
Good luck.
mystery, and then it's like actually everyone's going to die. It's like, ooh, okay. I like
Yeah,
it.
it's like biblical Watchmen, you know? It starts off with a murder mystery and then it ends with like saving
I
the
think
world.
it's one of
It's like,
those
okay.
films that has really aged well over time. Like, I know a few years ago I was hearing people talk about Constantine, and they weren't really into it that much. But as the years have gone on, I've really heard like more people speaking up about how much they enjoyed the Constantine film, and it's really great to hear, because it's one of those parts of like the DC universe that you don't really hear though, about all that often, because people mainly focus on like Batman and Superman, but
Yeah.
you know, John Constantine and the Justice League Dark part of the DC universe is really interesting and engaging in really exciting ways. And I know I read an interview with Francis Lawrence a couple of months back, and they were even talking about a Constantine sequel with Keanu Reeves now. So
Oh.
yeah, it would be
I
interesting to see
remember
if they
that.
actually
Yeah.
got that up and running one day.
Like,
I was just going
oh,
to
sorry.
say that,
Go on. I thought you were done.
that especially with everything that they could do now with like visual effects, and maybe they would bring in other members of the Justice League Dark with how shared universe crazy everyone is nowadays. But no, I think there's something special to this Constantine film. Like I watched it for the first time a couple of weeks back after hearing like kind of mixed things, like both positive, especially lately, but also negative back in the day. But I really enjoyed it myself as well, especially like there's Baby Shire is in the movie, yeah.
Baby Shire.
Um, uh, that's probably where they could pick up with as well.
Was him older?
Oh god, it's like he didn't get to be Indiana Jones, so he's gonna be Constantine
Nah.
instead.
I'm
Yeah,
glad he's doing better.
I really enjoyed the opening sequence where he's doing the exorcism on the girl,
Oh yeah.
and then like
Oh god, yeah.
he kind of traps the demon in the mirror, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then the glass shatters.
Yeah,
I
and then
really enjoyed that
flings it out
sequence. I
there.
thought that was a
Yeah.
really unique way of opening the film, but it was actually completely perfect because in that moment you literally know who John Constantine is.
Yeah, you're like, this is a dude that puts demons in mirrors and then launches it out the window. You have my attention. Exactly.
And does not give a damn.
Yeah.
He's just more concerned. Oh, my cigarette ran out. Damn it. But yeah, like speaking about that Justice League Dark, David, like I remember like around the time of The Hobbit where Del Toro was like, "Oh yeah, we're doing a Justice League Dark," and if anyone was gonna do a Justice League Dark, I would have been
I would have
so
loved
Yeah.
to
into
have seen that
a
so
Guillermo del
much.
Toro Justice League Dark. Oh, oh well.
He's doing a Pinocchio
What
film.
is Guillermo del
Is
Toro
he?
doing these days? He's
Oh
doing a lot of
no,
producing
wait, are
work.
they making a
Oh,
Disney live
yeah.
action Pinocchio? Is that
Oh
what's
no,
happening?
it's
Okay.
for it's for Netflix. I'm not.
Oh,
I don't.
okay.
I don't think he's directing it, but I know he's behind the film. It's gonna. Yeah.
Yeah, because
It's
Pinocchio's
gonna
public
star
domain now,
Ewan
isn't it?
McGregor, Tilda
Ooh,
Swinton.
okay.
I believe Christoph Waltz is in it.
Ooh.
David Bradley, who many of you might know as Filch from the Harry Potter films,
Ah.
or as a recast First Doctor taking over from William Hartnell
Mm.
in the modern series of Doctor Who. He's going to be playing Geppetto, and I think that comes out like in January on Netflix. But
Ooh.
Guillermo del Toro actually has a film called Nightmare Alley coming out. I believe they're in the middle of filming right now, but obviously that came to a halt with the whole COVID situation.
Yeah.
I think
That
Bradley.
and COVID.
I think Bradley Cooper is in the movie.
Yeah.
I think Tilda Swinton is as well. I'll just look it up right now, actually, while you guys talk.
You're making us socialize ill.
Oh no.
Okay. I'll just
Speaking to
start
people,
talking.
how could you?
Bradley Cooper, Kate Blanchett, Willem Dafoe, Toni Collette, Richard
Ooh.
Jenkins, Ron Perlman, Rooney Mara, and David Strathairn.
Again, it's feeling like an IMDb list going on here. Like a massive one.
Oh, Jim Beaver is in it. Oh, I love Jim Beaver.
A lot of people owe Del Toro.
He plays Bobby Singer in Supernatural, and he was actually also in Crimson Peak. He's got
yeah, I remember that movie.
He's got a small role on The Boys as well.
Okay.
So that's great to see him in there.
Cool. So we'll probably be checking that out.
Definitely.
Nice.
I was so happy when he won the Academy Award for The Shape of Water. I loved that film.
I still need to watch it. It's on my watch list. Bleh.
Yeah.
It's so good. I remember when me and Dylan went to see it, and we just walked out of that film so happy.
Didn't we have a good 10-minute long conversation with the elderly gentleman next to us as well, after the film?
And we were just
we just had a nice conversation.
Really nice way. We all really enjoyed it.
I like it when films do that, when you walk out and you can't stop talking about it. It's been a while for me since I've had a film where I've just sat there and basically rambled about how much I love it to Ryan, and he just sits there quietly yes, I see your point. I feel really sorry for him because he's just okay.
I mean,
I don't know what to add.
I mean, you could.
True, very true.
You could do that with.
I do that
a good
too.
Film
I
or
come
a
out
very
of a
bad
film and
as
oh my
so...
god, why did I just spend my money on that?
Dylan, have we ever walked out of a film where we were both equally just completely annoyed at that film?
I don't think we've both simultaneously been annoyed, but I do. We have had films where we both didn't like it, but we may have felt differently. Venom's a good example. We both knew it was a bad film, but I enjoyed it and you didn't, I remember.
But on the whole, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I'm hoping the sequel is better with Carnage.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, but I can see why you kind of might not like it.
I have
I like Tom Hardy in it, but Michelle Williams was absolutely wasted in the film. Yeah, you know what? I completely forget that she's in there. And then I'll look at the cast for Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and she's right there, and I'm just like, oh wow, she was in that film. He was.
And then you find out, Riz Ahmed was there too somewhere.
That was an experience. Yes, Woody Harrelson.
And then you got Ronald McDonald at the end.
How could I forget with that crazy
I'm so glad you knew exactly who I meant by that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. It's there's gonna be carnage. It's oh my god, just...
we were talking about a
just pat him on the head and just be on your way.
I hope you remember who it is. But they're gonna be in the sequel.
You do realize
that's
we speak
true.
More than just once a day,
I'm gonna
once a week,
say
right? I mean...
2 films that he's in, and you'll probably get it. He was in Hellboy.
Oh, okay.
And he was just recently in The Irishman.
I haven't seen The Irishman.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Stephen Graham. So as soon as you said Irishman, I was like, oh, Stephen Graham, because I do remember that conversation. Yeah. I love Stephen Graham.
I love that guy.
Hell yeah.
I like him in stuff I've seen. I can't remember what I've seen him in.
Snatch is still the best though.
Stuff.
He was great in this mini series to do with the murder of Reese Jones.
Oh, I remember watching that. Yeah, it was really good.
Little Boy Blue.
Yeah,
he was great in that.
Well, I didn't watch it, but I remember when it was coming out.
He was great.
Yeah, I enjoyed him in that.
Should we get on to our recommendations for this week?
Can do. It could be films that maybe the
what are we recommending?
Did, or the other kid. other
I
Keanu
suppose it could.
films.
I suppose it could be other Keanu Reeves
jeez.
films that we
Yeah.
haven't mentioned. You wanted to talk about Point Break, Dylan?
Oh yeah.
Oh God, Point Break.
I know.
Like,
We
if
need
you
to
haven't
watch
seen
it.
Point Break, just what is life really? But now I'll quickly go through his IMDb because there are some really cool Keanu Reeves films that I
Okay,
would
how
recommend.
about
So
you,
I just
Amy?
need to
While
remember their names
Dylan
and
goes
get it
through
right. That's all.
IMDb.
I'm trying to think of like any films I could recommend because trying to. Okay, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Like anyone who hasn't seen Always Be My Maybe, watch it because
Yes.
because although he's like only in it for a little bit, he is
Oh
absolutely
God,
hilarious
yeah.
in it, and it's just really fun watching him play an asshole
I love
as
the fact
himself.
that I love the fact that he's playing a douchey version of Keanu Reeves.
Yes,
And he's absolutely perfect in
and also
every way.
yeah, and also aside from Keanu being in it, it's a really good film. Like I feel like it's a really cute film that sort of gets romantic comedy. Like it's the kind of romantic comedy that I feel like doesn't just like force the two characters together. Like it shows you a really sweet relationship develop there. I
Yeah,
can't talk.
I completely agree with you. I feel as though it's one of those really sweet films that isn't like too sweet. Like you completely get where the relationship is going from the start, but
Yeah.
you're just compelled to watch the characters get to the end.
Yeah, you just want to see how it unfolds.
Yeah, it's a really nice movie.
Also, I enjoy the characters. I feel like they're just really goofy and funny.
Yeah, same here. And you know, obviously we got the gift of Keanu
Yes.
from that film, so
Yes,
we can
yes.
all be thankful for that.
Cool.
Okay, so I finally found the name of it.
Oh.
There's a really short, well, a collection of shorts, with Paul Rudd,
Okay.
Zoe Saldana, Stephen Hawking, and Keanu Reeves as the narrator, and it's
cool.
called Anyone Can Quantum. It's on YouTube. You can watch it for free, but it's literally like Paul Rudd and
That
Zoe
sounds
Saldana
amazing.
playing
I
quantum
will have to
chess
watch this.
to save the world with Stephen Hawking. And then Keanu Reeves is just narrating everything and talking to like Paul Rudd is like, Paul, you gotta save the universe, man. Like stuff like it. I watched it like a couple of years ago, and I was like,
Do you wanna...
"This is so cool."
Sorry. No, it's okay.
And then there's, oh, sorry, go on. Okay, and then Point Break. Obviously, you know you can never go wrong with
Speed.
Johnny
I
Utah.
still haven't watched
One
that
film we haven't
To
spoken
be honest,
about.
that was
know.
actually
Speed.
gonna be my recommendation.
Oh my.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, it's okay. I've got a backup.
Oh my
one,
god.
which
Oh, I'm sorry,
surprised we
David.
haven't mentioned.
Please go
He
on with your
came prepared.
recommendation.
Surprisingly not.
Ah.
Sweet November
Nope.
with Charlize Theron.
No.
Scanner Darkly.
Really?
Neon Demon. Okay, I'm giving up.
Would you like to talk about Speed first?
Yeah. No. Look, I mean, Speed was your original pick, so I feel bad about that. So
Speed is
I'll let you talk about Speed and the backup.
quite a film. Like it's one of those films where I feel as though you're on the edge of your seat because the characters have literally been put on a position where they are on the edge of their seat throughout the entire, well, almost throughout the entire film, because you know they're on a bus that's literally gonna explode the moment that they slow down. Like, that is, it's one of the, I forget what they're called, but it's one of those films where, you know, you can explain it in one sentence and you immediately get what the film's gonna be about. And you know, it's perfect in that way. And you know,
Yeah.
it's just a really dynamic film because you got to focus on not just Keanu and Sandra Bullock, but also yeah, exactly. The villain as well as the
Dennis
rest of the
Hopper and
police
all
trying to
them.
control the situation. Um, and it,
Like I still remember Keanu getting
exactly,
in and
like
out of
he
the
doesn't
bus
he
in all
go
these
under the
creative ways
buses
was
at
just
one point?
insane.
Uh, yeah, it's a really
That's
good
how he first
film,
gets in, yeah.
but the one that I'm really surprised that we haven't talked about, especially considering that we're film students and it was even brought up in a couple of our lectures. And it's one of the films that is probably on a lot of film students' walls. The Matrix.
Oh yeah. I mean, felt like it'd be too obvious to
The
go for the
Matrix?
Matrix.
I mean, I felt exactly the same
Like
way.
we did kind of skim over the
Yeah.
Matrix. We did skim over the Matrix. That's why I was like really confused on wait
Yeah,
we
sure.
I
didn't
mean,
speak about I
it's
mean
the film
what
that
can you say about
rocked
the
the
Matrix that
world
hasn't been said
in the
though?
year that the Star Wars prequels started.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm one of those people
Fair. I
um
mean,
when it come to the
I
visual
don't
effects,
really
like
enjoy Neo
Phantom
as a
Menace should have won.
character. Like I did when I first watched them, but then rewatching them, I'm just like, he's just got too much plot armor. It's like I don't feel worried about him in at any point of the movie because I'm like, he's the one. He's not gonna die. And I was just like, I'm not. Eh. I mean, yeah,
See, I feel like for me, that's kind of why it works
yeah,
because like you've got Neo, he is the one or a simulation of the one if we go by the sequels. But it's like the machines are in control, so it's like you get to see Neo, who is like an unstoppable object, and then the machines, which are just an immovable rock.
yeah.
And it's like
I
it's
think like I
fascinating to see
enjoy
it
it.
in
Like
that
I'll
way, but
sit
I
down and
totally
watch
get
it,
what you
but
mean.
like the sequels are really hard to get through now. Like after watching them.
I can see why someone would say that, but I think
Yeah,
his plot armor was very much the least in the first film, and I guess that adds to why
yeah,
people like it a
It's
lot
one
more.
of
Besides
those
the fact that you can
movies where
follow it a lot
I
easier
feel
as
as though I
well.
appreciate it more than I like it. Like
yeah,
I know a lot of people love the film. I'm not quite
That's
there
fair.
yet. Like I do like the movie and I think it is quite good. But it's just one of those films where I've never really been attached to it in a way. It's kind of like what I was saying before about John Wick. Like I see Keanu Reeves as John Wick, uh,
yeah,
and I'd even say that I see him as Ted Theodore Logan. Um, but when it comes to Neo, it's like I know he's Neo, but you're not my Keanu Reeves.
yeah. I get you.
It's a weird way to distinguish that, but it's like he's not my favorite Keanu in a way.
No,
Um,
same. Yeah,
and I feel
It's
as though I
the
like the
most
cast around him
mellow Keanu.
more than I
Let's say
actually
that.
like Neo. Like you've got Hugo Weaving, Lawrence Fishburne, Carrie Ann Moss. I feel as though I like the collective cast
Oh god,
yeah.
yeah.
through.
Hugo Weaving is like by far my favorite
Harry
part of
Lennox in
the
the sequels.
movies.
Oh, he's so good. He's so good.
Yes.
Like especially in the third one when he's just hamming it up big time. Do you know, I'm one of those people like I get why the sequels get a lot of hate, but I've been
Fair
one that I
enough.
really like them.
Yeah, I
So
And we've got a fourth one on the way as
yeah.
well.
Oh yeah, that's been filming, isn't it? I mean, I'll probably watch it. Not sure if I'll like
This
it,
is
but we shall
true.
see.
I,
Maybe I will. Who knows?
I'm
Hopefully
curious
it'll be
what you
Jupiter
mean by that.
sending levels of good.
I mean, definitely. Do you
Entertaining
think
at the
we
very
will get
least.
an Eddie Redmayne level performance in The Matrix 4?
That'd be kind of cool.
God, I hope so. My God, I hope so. Especially
what I
if it's
think
from an
is
Oscar
so
winner.
funny about Jupiter Ascending is that it was so close to robbing Eddie Redmayne of the Oscar that he won. Like, it was so close.
I mean, I feel like the
It's
Oscars were like,
like
do
the
we still
theory of
have the
everything
receipt for
came
that
out, and
Oscar? We
everyone
may
was
need
like,
it
"Oh
back.
yeah, Eddie Redmayne is great as Stephen Hawking." And Jupiter Ascending just came in and almost ruined it for him.
Like, I mean, I think he still would have gotten it because, like, even if Jupiter Ascending came first, they would have been like, oh, well, Jupiter Ascending is the
True.
meme, but,
And,
you know,
and
we've
don't
got
get me
this other
wrong,
film about
I think
Stephen
he was
Hawking.
great
That
in
might be
theory of
good.
everything.
So
I'm
I
just
think he
saying
still
that
would
it's
have gotten it, but...
it's funny the situation that he ended up being in.
Yeah. I guess it worked a little more to Jupiter Ascending's favor more than anything else, because, like, Oscar
And
winner
Channing Tatum playing a
Eddie
dog man.
Redmayne playing whatever the hell his name was. A big doggo. And you know what? Sean
You know
Bean
what?
didn't die, which A
I
is great
feel
for
as
Sean Bean,
though
but B bad for the film because it
I
sucked.
feel as though Jupiter Ascending, The Martian, and Percy Jackson are the only films that I've ever seen that Sean Bean has not died.
Oh, I forgot he was in Percy Jackson.
Yeah, he played Zeus.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Oh
I
yeah,
No,
Zeus
never
Zeus.
watched the
himself.
sequel, so I don't know.
Wasn't
Pierce
he recast in
Brosnan
the
was
sequel?
recast in the sequel.
That's who it
Yes.
was. So one of the two cast members from GoldenEye.
It's actually quite funny. It's almost as though they were like,
Oh,
we've got to
GoldenEye
keep
was
the
so
double
good.
O's separate because Chiron and Zeus never met in Percy Jackson.
Oh, do you know as much as the first Percy Jackson wasn't
love the
great, I
books.
enjoyed it,
The
but the
books
second
are
one
so
was
good.
kind of painful.
I enjoy the
love,
books.
I love
I read the
books
first two
so
books
much, and I
and they were
even
pretty
enjoy
cool, I
like
gotta admit.
the other works that Rick Riordan's done, like
Yeah.
Kane Chronicles, which was focused on Egyptian mythology,
Yeah.
and then the Heroes of Olympus, which was Roman and Greek.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read the Norse series that he's done yet, but I've heard that's pretty good.
Yep.
I could also
I mean,
watch.
if you're
I
looking
could
for
also
something
watch
Norse related, you could
You
just
could.
play God of War. Just
I
saying.
guess.
God of War 4.
I mean, I feel
I mean,
as though
you could. This is very true.
It's one of those where I could watch God of War, which is straightforward Norse, or I could go diagonal and watch 4.
Well, you could do both and just be like sort of diagonal.
I mean, I have both.
Watch both of them.
I mean, I'm half.
Wait,
I think I've got God of War.
play it.
Wait, God of War?
Play it.
You've got God of War?
Boy.
Boy.
Play it. It is so good.
Yeah,
oh my god,
I have
yes.
spent
Wow,
far
Christopher
too
Judge
many
is
times
so good.
being like, Mikey, do something, boy. And they'll just be like, why are you calling me boy? And I'm like, I'm sorry, it's from... And he's like...
Like...
I feel as though if I got my dog
you'll understand
closer
soon.
to the release of God of War,
You'd have called him boy.
because I was watching my mates play God of War, and I played it a couple of times. It is a fun game to play. I feel as though I probably would refer to my dog a lot as boy. Boy.
It's like, imagine
Yeah.
like in about 10 years, it's like, oh my god, we've got so many traces. I wonder why. Like the dad's just going, boy.
It's very good. I'm stuck on a puzzle in it.
Yeah, I'm halfway through God of War and it is so good.
It's quite early on, I think, still.
Okay, like how far into it are you? Okay,
No.
like
I'll have to go back and
this is
check.
gonna be really
but I
awkward.
will
But do
I'll
you
probably
remember
be
which
like,
area
dude,
it
help me
was?
out, I'm stuck.
I remember fighting a big dragon monster.
Big
Fair
dragon
enough.
monster.
I fought him like
That,
literally yesterday while I was
think
talking to you about
you're
Stephen
about
Graham.
where I got up to.
Ah. Fair. Today I got up until I found out who the witch was, and then like taking
Nice.
Mimir and all them. So yeah, it's so good. And I love the fact that the turtle is named Charlie, and I'm like, and then the World Serpent is like that game is so cool, man. Like it sucks that I
COD
want to
2,
talk
to be
about
clear.
The Last of Us because of how awful it is. Because I'm like, there's so many good games. Oh my God, Ragnarok is.
What do you think happened?
Not, like,
Do you think they
God of
already
War
had that
Ragnarok.
title in
My
place
God, yes.
before Ragnarok came out, or do you think they were like, we've got to cash in on this for business?
Wait,
Yeah.
God of War came out in 2018, didn't it?
17.
So
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok came out
3 years.
2018 as
So,
well.
yeah.
So I'm
I
probably
don't know, maybe they already had the
2017.
name.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It's quite a common one.
I mean, plus
isn't it?
Ragnarok
So
is a
it was
pretty big story in Norse
they were
mythology.
probably like,
So
ooh, let's use this.
I mean, there was an MMORPG called Ragnarok back in the day. So for anyone who remembers, it was
I do.
alright. I think I spent like 10 hours in the training area killing plushies. And then like after the first hour, a friend came and was like, are you still in the training area killing all the bubbles, bro? It's like, oh,
Funny.
okay. Yeah, I just
Fair
like
enough. I do
over
not have the
leveling
patience
myself
to
so
do
that
that.
the rest of the game
if I
is
have
a
to grind
breeze.
and it takes me ages to finish the game because I'm just like, I want to beat the big bad now. And it's like, you're level 1. You can't. Just stop.
See, I'm the complete opposite where I'm like
That's
say
why
The
I
Witcher,
never
for
finished
example,
them.
I spent so
It took
much
me
time doing the
ages to
side
finish the
quests
first 2
and
Witcher games
finding
because I was just
everything.
like, I need to
And then
do all of the side quests.
It's funny when I was playing Spider-Man, I was constantly just swinging around the city, and whenever there was criminals, I'd just fight them, and then I'd go on to do the story. Eventually,
Yeah,
but I took the long way around. But when it came to something like Uncharted or Arkham Asylum, it was just a case of I've got to get through the story. I've got to get through the story.
I mean, those are two completely different experiences to begin with, because like Spider-Man, Witcher, and like even
yeah.
oh god, what was it, like an RPG of some sort? They're open world games and there's a lot to do. Whereas
That's
like
true,
Arkham
but
Asylum
definitely.
and Uncharted are
That's
very
true, but
linear
I remember when I
experiences.
first started
Like
playing Uncharted,
not
I
much
just
else you
kind of
can
walk
do.
around the place and just
You
see
know?
what items I could pick up without worrying about the story.
Like that's like I think that is the thing with like new Naughty Dog games where it's like if you want to explore, that's cool. You'll find all the ammo you need, and then you come to a cutscene, and then you fight someone. Then you explore to refill everything. Cutscene, you fight. Like there is a pattern to a Naughty Dog game like Uncharted and Last of Us, but like I think it's because the narrative is so good in games like The Last of Us, where it's like I want to know what happens next, that keeps you going. Whereas like an open world game like The Witcher or
Yeah.
something, you
And get
can really
distracted
just
by side
marinate in
quests
the world
everywhere.
and just take it all in. Oh god, like literally, like in The Witcher, there's a side quest where, like, it's at the opening level in White Orchard, and like you meet a woman by a beach, and she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this
I
soldier
remember
came in
that.
and borrowed my saucepan, and he hasn't returned it." And I was like, "Oh, fine, I'll find your saucepan." I went in and like I read the notes and everything. It's like, oh my, the even finding a saucepan in The Witcher can lead to some really cool development of lore. That's why I really
That
cannot
also ties
wait
in
for
with
we
Cyberpunk
brought
to
it
come out. That
right back
like,
around
oh
to
my god,
Keanu there.
Cyberpunk is
Yes.
so cool. And hell yeah, oh, it's actually good to talk about video games because like it's not often I get to just
Yeah.
delve into video game discussions much. Usually it is just film or something.
Just
So
sidetrack into
yeah,
games
that was
a little
very
bit.
refreshing.
We all need that pick me up every now and again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus like
Oh.
so what
I'd probably
is
say
your
Uncharted
favorite
4.
Uncharted?
I'd
Yeah.
I'd probably pick 4 too.
Steve said fair enough.
I've not finished it.
Do you know, I love the ending of Uncharted
okay.
4, but as that's fair. That's fair. I wasn't gonna say anything about the ending. I was just gonna say that I love the ending of Uncharted 4. I think if I had to pick an overall favorite game, I would probably say 3 is probably my favorite narratively. But it has been like a few years since I've played it. But I
Yeah,
I really
I see
enjoyed
what you
3
mean. I really
overall,
enjoyed 2
but I
as
loved
well.
the ending of 4.
Like,
It was good.
They're all decent.
That's true.
Like at the
Like,
very
it was one
like
of
at
those
base they're
things where, like,
decent, and at best they're
I
great.
finished
So
playing Spider-Man for like the second or third time because I got really engrossed in that game, guys. And
It's a good
oh
game.
and then I was
that's fair. I mean, I've played. Yeah, I mean,
I'd
I'm
like
playing Persona
marathon
5 for
through
the third time,
Indiana
and that's like
Jones
a
trilogy.
120-hour game.
And it was one of those where I was kind of in the mood for an adventure. So I was just like, right, it's time to start playing Uncharted, and I couldn't stop.
Nice. Oh, do you know what? It's not like a AAA game like Uncharted or something, but it's this little Danish indie game called Burly Men at Sea. And that is so cool though. Like, it's literally 3 burly men who are sailors just traveling the world. And it only lasts 20 minutes, but there's like 20 different endings. So it's like you get
Awesome.
to see different parts of the
Sounds like
world, and
fun.
I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Oh, it's nice. Anyway, yeah, like that's just me saying, go play Burly Man at Sea, VV good. Or actually,
yeah.
that's something we could try. You remember last time we were talking about share play on PlayStation? Sometime this week we could hop online,
Yeah, that sounds good.
make a
That
party,
sounds like fun.
and like play a game for a couple of hours and just chill for a bit.
Recorded it.
Yeah. And depending on how that goes, well, we might do it again. Oh, surprisingly, David suggested recording. um, yeah, all that. I mean, yeah. I mean, hell, geez, I need a break from this Last of Us thing. So, oh my god, that is. Oh, do you know what though? Playing Last of Us 2 with all the cheats on, with like
Does
infinite
it?
ammo, unlimited
No,
health,
it
and
doesn't
stuff
get you
like
through
that,
your pain.
makes the game a lot of fun.
Does it help?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like it speaks a lot towards the game when the best way to play it is with all the cheats on. You know, God of War, I love playing it as it is. Witcher, I love it as it is. Persona 5, I love it as it is.
Oh dear.
The Last of Us, I want to break it so I can play it properly. Like, what?
I mean,
I'm
it's
ragging on about
justified.
The Last of Us a
Yeah.
fair bit, and I'm like, oh, just, yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Like hopefully I'll
Cool.
have part 1 of 8 done by like in 2 weeks time. So just need to
I'm sure it'll be
script
great.
everything and just redraft. So yeah, that'll be fun. Oh, I hope so. Because it's the first time I'm doing like a critique of video games and like just figuring out
Yeah,
what to talk about,
Yeah, I
what
can
not to talk
imagine. I
about.
mean,
It's
I feel like there's a lot
really
more to
interesting
talk about
compared to
with
talking about
video
films.
games because you got to talk about the gameplay, whereas with films you have the story and then how the story is shown without the gameplay part.
Yeah, like I mean, it even depends on just how far into films you want to go because, like, you've got structure, dialogue, acting, um, visual storytelling, audio. Like, there's so many different things that you can critique
True.
about
I,
film.
I guess you kind of
It
have
just
to limit
depends on just how
yourself
far
even
down
then.
the rabbit hole you want to go. Like, yeah, and there's so much that you can do just on narrative alone. Like, David, I think I've told you about him, but there's a YouTuber called Mola,
you
and
have told me
his
this.
critiques
Oh,
usually
I'll have to
are
check
like
him out.
3 or 4 times the length of the film itself. Yeah, and all of it is just yeah, and I think yeah, a friend of mine, Alex, clocked me onto him, and I've just watched all of his work, and all of it is rooted in narrative theory, but it's like it goes so in depth that it's just really fascinating. He just put out a Star Wars an analysis for Star Wars,
Oh my
The Force
word.
Awakens, his
That's a
third video of
long
6,
video.
and my god, like it's nearly 4 hours long.
Sounds it.
It is, it's in depth, like it, yeah, it's so good though, so good. And for video game analysis, there's
Oh, I
Mathematosis
enjoy him. He's
on
good.
YouTube, and he does really, really good video game videos. Yeah. Like, I think
Cool.
my
I haven't
favorite
actually
of
watched
his
that one
is
yet. I think I
probably the
watched
Dark Souls
one
commentary. Like,
about
that was so well
Death
put together.
Stranding. I haven't, but I know what happens and stuff. I watched a playthrough of it. I
Oh,
didn't have the money
yeah.
to
Oh,
buy
have you
it. It
played
was
Death
just too
Stranding?
expensive, and now I'm unsure whether I want to buy it or not.
Ah. uh, I haven't finished it, but I'm like in chapter 3 or something. Like, it's that's my meditation game. Like, whenever I need to just chill, I put Death Stranding on, and I just
That sounds
enjoy being
so
Norman
much like
Reedus
The
Yeah,
in a
Walking Dead.
post-apocalypse, just walking,
sounds
and
very
it's just so
chill.
meditative. I love it.
Yeah,
Only with a lot less zombies. But like, it's so cool because like I really love the message behind it as well. Like, really bringing people together and not using violence, just trying to be pacifistic in the way you live. Like, it's a
yeah.
really cool
It's
message
also
for
like
a
a
video game,
commentary on how
considering
people treat
most video games
delivery
is pew pew pew
workers,
pew.
which
You
I
know,
kind of like.
but yeah, true. Um, and plus, it's so different to like Metal Gear, his previous work. You know, like Metal Gear is very much political and like very much like a critique on the establishment and how like veteran soldiers and all that are treated. Whereas Death Stranding
Yeah.
is like,
Oh, I
okay,
just
we
thought of
gotta
another
put violence
YouTuber that you
behind
might
us because
like. He's
this is
called
getting kind of
Thor
out
in
of
High
control, kind of
Heels.
thing.
Yeah. No, but what's good about him is he talks about
Thorn
video
High.
games, and it's all like even if the video game's
Do you
terrible,
know
he's
what that,
always like trying to
that
find something positive to talk about it. It's pretty good.
I remember that name?
Yeah,
Thor
he starts all of his videos with
in
like, "So I've been playing," and then
high
video game, and
heels.
then he'll
There he
talk
is.
about it.
Um, I do remember him. Yeah, I haven't watched one of his videos in a long time, but I do
Yeah, he's
remember
really
him.
good. I watched his cat lady
Ragnaroks,
video,
if
and
you're
then I was
into
hooked, and then
horror
I
and
just went
indie
through a
video
rabbit
games,
hole of just all of his
very good.
content, and I ended up looking up about Junji Ito, and I'd never heard of him before, and I was just like, and then I went down a rabbit hole of horror manga.
Oh god, yeah. Um,
I
Uzumaki
will.
and Gyo, I do have them, so if you want to come over and read them, feel free, because they are hard books. um, I think my
Yeah.
favorite Itojunji
Oh,
work
is
is
that the one where they
probably
all like go into
Amigata
random
Fault.
like holes
Like,
in
that
this
is
big
so
mountain
good.
and they try and fit in it? Yeah, I like that one. It's good.
Yeah, that's the one. And then Uzumaki is so good, like when it comes to cosmic horror and stuff like that, like showing it visually. Like a lot of cosmic horror is done like through like prose with like H.P.
Yeah.
Lovecraft, or like inescapable horror with Robert W. Chambers. You know, where it's like ethereal and like uh, you just cannot comprehend. But Ito Junji does such a good
Yeah,
job
he's
in
really good. I love how
visualizing
we've
it and
just
then putting it in
gone
manga
from
form.
films
It's
to
just
video games to
fantastic.
horror manga now.
It was quite a trip.
Get all
I mean,
sorts
oh
with
my god,
these
horror manga is so good.
talks.
It is a trip, isn't it? Uh, yeah. Do you know what? I would have loved to have seen that Silent Hills with Hideo Kojima and
Oh,
Del
definitely. That would have been
Toro and
scary as
Ito
heck
Junji all
because
working
he's just
together.
so
Like,
good at
that would have been
scaring
a
you.
hell
And
of a game.
he does it like with hiding panels, and I just love how he does that. It's just
Yeah.
like, dude, chef's kiss.
Yeah, and then like every time you come to a reaction shot in
Yeah,
the previous
page
page, you're like,
turner.
oh, I have to turn the next page and see what kind of thing's gonna scar me, isn't it? Like, it's so good. Yeah, and then like as far as Silent Hills goes, the fact that you got someone mental like Hideo Kojima directing
Yeah,
it,
would have been so good.
Metal Gear, Death Stranding, like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I would have loved to
I
have
think
seen
remember we
that.
used
Have you
PT
seen
as a
the
reference for our
PT
film.
stuff?
That's
Yeah.
a callback.
So loop
Oh
idea
god,
was
yeah,
basically
my
when I'd been watching a
Chrysalis,
review on that,
jeez.
and I was
That
like,
was
I want to make a film based on a loop. Yeah.
I remember that, yeah.
So
I
Oh
really
my
we
god.
enjoyed
And then we
have
did do the
making
loop
crystals.
in one way or another.
yeah, me too. So we have
Oh
PT to
wow.
thank for that movie.
Remember all the references on the board that we had?
Oh
Hell
god, yeah,
yeah.
when we were
Oh
telling
god.
people in our lecture, like
PT
in
was
that
so
lecture
good.
about the film, we were like, we had just a list of, we have references to this, we have references to that.
I feel as though we could even use
Literally,
more
we had
now.
like 20
Yeah,
odd
Be able to
references,
do
didn't we?
that
At
again.
least. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Because I think we
I
had to
love
shave
how
it down
many
because we couldn't fit
video
all of
game
it in the
references we
actual
have. Like,
presentation.
you can really tell that some films like that we've made just we get loads of influences from video games, and
Yeah.
I really love that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it speaks to video games as a whole as well, because like the narrative strength of video games have gotten a lot more consistent recently, and are a great source of inspiration as
I
well.
love
Like
that
Cat
game,
Lady,
and I love the other two
whoa,
games because
like
there's
narratively, it
also
is so
Downfall and
good, you
there's
know.
Lorelei, the more
So
recent one. That's really good.
yeah,
Yeah, we like
Absolutely.
video games as
oh
well as films. In case you
yeah,
haven't
video games are
guessed.
cool, man.
Yes. See, we are
Yeah,
the
and then the occasional
perfect
horror
team to
manga
make a
put
horror
in there as
movie,
well.
so it's gonna happen one day.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
Oh,
I'm
really?
excited.
Do you know, I finally figured out what my next short is gonna be. Yeah, like I haven't fully formulated everything yet, but the base premise is it's kind of like a weird take on
I was
a
gonna say, is
murder
this
mystery.
still
So it's
Knives
kind of
Out?
like, okay, because it's new, Knives Out, but like, but like, imagine if all the main characters are like writing tropes. You know, like one character is story
I
structure,
kind of
one
love
character is
that.
dialogue,
That's a
one
really
character is
interesting idea.
metaphor, and they're all having like a group meeting. And then
Okay.
the two outsiders are bad writing and Deus Ex Machina. And then it's every time a character gets killed, like for example, say story structure gets killed, then within the film itself, instead of a 5-act structure, it's like you get a really short 2-act structure, then a really long 3-act structure, then a non-existent 4-act going straight to the climax, like that kind of messed up structure.
It just
Because
silent
story
film.
structure is dead. And then if dialogue dies, then it goes from smooth. No, I was gonna say like because bad writing is still there, then instead of like
That could be
clean,
really
smooth
fun.
writing, it becomes very clunky, stilted, and brick-like. So I genuinely do not know how to pull it off, but
Can't wait to see how it
that
goes.
that is what
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
working on at
excited.
the moment. Like that is the next thing that's gonna happen. Me too.
So
Hopefully
you're
it'll
gonna have a
work
bad
out.
ideas list.
If not, it'll be part of the bad ideas list on the corner. Oh, geez, my bad idea list is like 64 times, 60. To quote Todd Howard from Fallout 76, 16 times the length of my good
Played
ideas. And
Fallout. I haven't played Fallout
like,
76 though.
if you play Fallout, you'll know that reference. I have zero interest in it, but it's like it's one of those memes. It's like
Yeah.
16 times the detail, and the game is just literally graphically broken. Oh, do you know what? As far as Fallout 76 goes, there's a
I'll have
really
to
good
check it out.
video by Rags on YouTube that is really good. It's literally
Well, I will
RAGS
definitely
and
check
the
him out.
icon is of a doggo, and it's just so cool. Sweet. Is there anything else we can we
Yeah,
want
I
to
think
talk about?
definitely
Because
use
like
this
we are nearly
timestamps
2
if you're
hours in,
still
which is longer than
listening
the
at this
first one.
point.
So
Good on you.
If so, thank you.
Yeah.
yeah, we absolutely if you made it this far,
Literally
thank you
anything
for
and everything.
listening to us talk
Yep.
about Keanu Reeves and whatever
I feel
pops
like
into our
maybe we
mind.
should set aside some time so that when we stop recording, we can then just get it all out.
Yeah,
So that
so
the things we actually want to talk about don't get buried by what we're saying.
Remember, guys, this is episode 2. We're still ironing everything out.
Yeah.
what? This is oh yeah. I mean, I think we've got a good structure, you know, like the intro, which is variable in
Yeah.
length.
I think so,
The main topic, which is variable in. I think we talked more about the main topic today than last week.
As well as the
And
reference.
then the third
Yeah.
part is a
recommendations.
free for all
I mean,
of
it
anything
works,
until
yeah.
we decide it's time. Oh yeah, yeah. I think I'm down for this, and who knows? Maybe in a
I'm
couple
okay
of
with
months
doing it
when we've
live and-
done a few
Same
more,
here.
who knows? We might do
I
it
may
live.
want to rephrase that. That sounds really wrong. Yep, we are e-girls now.
We have all turned into cam girls now.
Oh no.
Oh, we have joined OnlyFans. Join.
Yeah, I think we should wrap it up. We've been talking for
Shall we call
a
it a day then?
while.
It's been a good time, though.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
sweet.
I
Well,
always enjoy
anyone
talking
who
to
is
you
still...
guys.
Same, yeah.
This is true, but yeah.
Ooh,
Fingers
yes.
crossed.
And next week,
Guest
hopefully, we
presenter.
may have a guest. You never know. Maybe. Yeah. Guess. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
anyone who
Thanks
is
for
still
See you
listening,
guys.
thank you
See ya.
for
Bye-bye.
listening, and I hope you had fun.